Today I'm going to be covering a couple of French 2 topics. If you have this book, Medugo Littel's Blanc de Discovering French Nouveau, I'm going to follow along for the examples I give with the pages that I'll give as I go along in the lesson. Now, let's move on to the lesson plan for today. Today we're going to review expressions with avoir, faire, aller, venir, and etre. It is infinitif and idioms, which are just infinitives and idioms. Les questions avec inversion, the questions with inversion. And we're going to practice depuis versus il y a. Now, during today's lesson, I would like you to keep a few things in mind. Let's focus the camera. Okay, accent aigu. This is accent aigu. For example, excuse me, let me get my camera settings right. In the word désert in French, it's kind of like a long A, such as in make. The sound made from accent grave, or this accent, is like in the word père, or a short E, kind of like get. Désert and père. Accent circonflexe. It's also like this little triangle, or as Kayla likes to call it, un petit chapeau. An example would be the word et, like vous êtes. It stresses the vowel. There are two other accents that French 2 students should be aware of, the umlaut and the cedille. This is the umlaut, the two little dots, and the cedille. You can see the umlaut in words such as naïf, and the cedille in a word such as français. The umlaut separates vowel sounds, and the cedille makes a C become more of an S. So instead of cochon, it would sound more like français, not cochon. So, a cool trick to remember the difference between accent aigu and accent grave is if you look at the word c'est vers. In the first part of the word, c'est, you can hear that the accent aigu makes the E become more of an A sound. It's a long A. In the second part of the word, vers, you can hear that accent grave stresses the E to become more like père. So it's sévère. In case you're wondering where the accent pronunciations I got were for accent aigu, accent grave, and accent circonflexe, and where you can find other accents in your French book, you can turn to Appendix C in the back of the book and look at pages R16 and R17 to find more accents. Now, bear with me as I get the next sheet ready. We're moving on to expressions with avoir. You can see that here. Les expressions avec avoir. To avoir de la chance is to literally have of the chance. La, because chance is female. So, if you avoir de la chance, you literally have of the chance. But, to translate it into English, it comes out as to be lucky. This is something called an idiom, and we'll be looking at several avoir idioms today. The next one is avoir chaud. This is to be hot or warm. Literally, it means to have hot, but, like we said, avoir in these idioms means to be. Avoir faim is to be hungry. Avoir froid is to be cold. Avoir peur is to be afraid. Avoir raison, think of it like having reason, is to be correct. Avoir soif is to be thirsty. Avoir sommeil is to be sleepy. Avoir tort is to be wrong. Avoir un is to be however many years old you are. Now, remember that for all these, avoir must be conjugated according to the noun used in the sentence. So if I wanted to say, I am hot, I would say j'ai chaud. If I wanted to say I'm right, I would say j'ai raison, which you can guess I say a lot because I'm a teenager. Now, moving on. These are the conjugations of avoir in case you've forgotten them. Je is j'ai. Tu as. Il or elle is il or elle a. Nous is nous avons. And as you can see, I've denoted down here that this is a liaison. It means that if you have an S and then your next word starts with a vowel, the consonant and the vowel kind of swing together in French. So instead of nous avons, it becomes nous avons. Same thing for vous avez. And il or elle ont becomes ils ont, elles ont. And ont, a lot of people like to put with il or elle because they're conjugated the same, but I like to separate it because ont literally means one, like one person. So ont would be on a. These are the conjugations for avoir. Now, we're going to move down here, and we're going to switch gears just a little bit. These are expressions that are used with etre. Etre, as you know, means to be. So, these are also idioms, so they're not going to be literally translated. Être d'accord avec will mean to agree with. For example, je suis d'accord avec vous. Être en train de plus an infinitive is to be busy doing. So, if I say je suis en train de, and I wanted to say étudier, I would knock off the E from the de, put an apostrophe, and have je suis en train d'étudier. Être à plus someone's name is used to say that this object belongs to someone. It literally means is at someone. But honestly, when you think about it, it doesn't literally translate, and it just means to belong to. So, le livre est à Valérie means that is Valerie's book. Être à l'heure means to be on time. Être en retard ou avance. Être en retard means to be late, and être en avance means to be early. So if you say tu es en retard, you're saying you are late. Okay, switching gears a little bit back to je suis d'accord avec vous. In case you ever wondered where d'accord comes from, it's just like we talked about earlier with de and étudier. De accord, it means of accord. So like I am of accordance with you, like of agreement in a way. So you can't have the two vowels, so it becomes d'accord. Again, these are the conjugations of être. So when you use one of these phrases, you can conjugate this to meet your noun. Je suis, tu es, il, elle est, nous sommes, vous êtes. Remember your liaison. Ils sont, elles sont, on est. Alright, let's move on to the next page now.